So I realised this is going to be a little bit of a new series for me in terms of where I'm just going to share with you subconscious black magic spells that have been inserted subliminally into our consciousnesses, which we've been taking in since children. So as we're children between the ages of 0 and 7, our brain is operating in like a hypnotic brainwave state. Why is that? Well, it's so that we can learn super fast. Because when we're in that state, we are super fast learners, right? It's a super learning state. We're going into the quantum realm when we're going into hypnosis, right? So we're going beyond the linear time landscape, so we can learn super fast in a hypnotic state. And obviously it makes sense, right, when you think about it. If we are spiritual beings coming into this human life, then we're wanting to enjoy this physical experience. So we need to be able to learn quite fast. We've got a lot to integrate. We've got a lot to teach the body, to work with the body, to program into the body, so the body can carry out certain actions for us and conserve our energy, so we can use our energy for fun things. It's like now, like when you walk, you don't have to think about how to walk. You have to expand loads of energy thinking how to do it. Your body knows how to do it. So it makes sense, right, that our brains would operate, that would design our brains to operate in a brainwave state that we're going to learn super fast as children. And the dark forces, they know this. They are not stupid. They absolutely know this. And one could call them evil geniuses. That's what I've started to call them, evil geniuses, really, because they are not stupid. Although, to be honest with you, they seem pretty goddamn stupid now, I have to say. But they have been, because I guess they are pretty stupid, actually. It's just that when we were younger, because we came straight into that conditioning, then we couldn't see what was right in front of us, right? We were literally programmed not to see it from an age where it was just soaking in, and we didn't really have the conscious awareness, spiritual guidance, guardianship, nourishment in order to navigate that and see that and integrate truth. So we were at a pretty big disadvantage. But anyway, so they are. I am bringing through this new series to bring light to some of these subconscious spells that are placed subliminally. They'll be in TV shows, in soap operas we'll have watched, probably on the blackboard, on book covers, people saying them. They'll just be in so many different places. If I watch my next video, which goes into that a little bit more, they will be in so many different places, and just the subconscious mind takes in just millions of bits of information every second. It's really scanning around. It's super energy field, pulling all the data, organising all the data for us. It's trying to make our life easier, and it's fine if the data that's going in is good, right? We all know this. We know this when we work in the corporate environment. Like, if you've ever worked on a project, oh my God, the data, it is a nightmare to sort out the data. The data is always a mess and is the worst part of a project. So you might be feeling me out there and understand what I'm talking about. But if not, it doesn't even matter, because, we've got, the body is there to take in all this data, organise all this data, file all this data for us to make life easier, so we can make quick decisions, so we don't have to walk into a room and be like, oh, what's that? We've worked stuff out, right? It's in the bank, so to speak. It's programmed into us, and then that allows us as souls to do more fun things. That's what we're supposed to be doing, fun things. But if that data is corrupted, if that data is mistruths, is disinformation, purposely put there to lead us down a dark alleyway, and making us very vulnerable, but while making us vulnerable, making us think we're actually safe, making us think the actual opposite of what we are. That is what they do, right? These are these negative spells. So I wanted to break this series because I've been just like, this is the road that I've been on of reconnection, and I just see them so clearly now. It's almost like they light up in front of me, and with these like neon signs on, and I can read the energy that is within these subconscious programs, and I know that the energy is a negative energy trying to harm us, and it has been working until we start to see it, until we turn on the light, and that's what I've been doing, right? Doing my healing, bringing in the light, so that I can connect to the cosmic mind, so that I can uncover my mission, my blueprint, which is to help people heal and awaken, to activate people onto their mission. That is part of it, but ultimately it's to bring heaven back to earth. And I know many people are on that mission as well, or maybe you didn't realise you were, but maybe you are, and that's why you're seeing this video. So I have been like, I realised a few weeks ago, like I am an observer, I am a scientist, a spiritual scientist, and I've been observing my inner world since I was a little girl. I've always observed it, and I've observed it, and I realised now just what I was doing. I was really just refining my skills, bringing forward my gifts and talents, whilst there was a period of time where I did numb it out for quite a bit, but I realised now that I was doing that because I am an observer of the inner world, and I realised how the outer world how the inner world impacts the outer world. So what's inside is really where our focus needs to be. In fact, it's quite funny because I lived with my best friend for quite a while, and she we lived together, right, in this house, and she'd literally like buy this new clock or something, and she put this new clock on my kitchen. I never saw it. Like, it'd be like weeks later, she'd be like, "Corinne, you noticed that I bought a new clock?" And I'd be like, "Oh, actually, no, I ain't." Like, I'll go up to my mum, is always changing her furniture, always changing her room round. And I'll go over and she'll go, "Have you noticed something different?" I'll be like, "No." And she'll be like, "I've totally changed my room round, Corinne." I'll be like, "Oh," because I just don't massively take in the outer. It's not that I don't take in the outer, but just stuff like that just aren't, I've never just really been my focus. It's always been inside. What's going on inside? And how is that now reflecting on the outside? How do I move that? Because it is what is going on the inside. So this is why I've been on this journey, so that I can see these now, so then I can help people see them fast. So this new playlist then is going to be, not exactly sure what I'm going to call it, maybe simple change. I want something like, it's kind of, simple change, deactivating the negative spells, because that's what we're doing, we're deactivating them. So every one of us that brings this into light, every one of us that brings these conscious, subconscious programs into light, start seeing them for what they are, we start to dissolve them, and that ripples through the collective, and more people start to wake up, start to connect back to source within the divine spark, and we can start to bring in heaven and earth. We can start to create a new reality. I mean, look around us, right? It's not good enough, not when we are who we are, and just a lot of people are disconnected from that. So I hope you enjoyed this new playlist. I just wanted to make this video to introduce it. In fact, I'm going to add one in now. So let's add one in now. So one that came to me earlier as well was, because I have been on this massive upgrade, right? I've been going through these massive upgrades, timeline shifts, due to the inner work I've been doing, due to the healing that I've been doing, which is in my course Reconnect. You can get the first week free. And through doing that, I've been literally upgrading my belief system. This week, it's just been shown to me how much I have upgraded my belief systems. Right? I am saying things now like I am galactic. I am super creative. I realised, God, I am so creative. I'm so creative. In fact, I was just going to apologise, and we'll get to that in a minute. I am so creative. I am so tuned in, tapped in, receiving information. I am like a totally different person. It's like I am a totally different person to who I was. I believe that source. I know that source is gonna support me. I know that I am being led on my destined path. I know that I am a co-creator of my reality and of universes. I know that I am an architect of light, and I'm started saying all these things. I know that I am a scientist. I am a spiritual scientist. I know that everything that happened is not wasted. Nothing is wasted. Everything that we go through in the first part of our life has been perfectly created for us to get into mission. And it all starts to, these time capsules start to go off, and the pieces start connecting, just like Connect 4. Connect. So it is, as I've realised, I've upgraded my beliefs about myself. I totally, don't say the same things I used to say about myself. And because I'm experiencing it in my world. I'm experiencing source interact with me in magical ways, communicate with me. I have this communication through numbers, through imagery, through symbols, through dreams, lots of different ways, telepathy, seeing the future come back to the past, just all these little things that are weaving into my reality as I've been on this journey. So what came to me was, don't get too big for your boots. And I was like, because I think I did even say it in a video when I was like having this, I was almost having this deep integration of something I'd kind of been knowing, but not fully integrated in the body, and it clicked into the body. That's when we shift our paradigms inside in our inner world. When it clicks into the body, we shift our paradigms, and all of a sudden we're on a new timeline. Because we're not just telling ourselves our beliefs, we are feeling it, we know it in our body, we are experiencing it. It's come from the inner world, and it's now being reflected back to us on the outer world. So when it's been reflected back to us on the outer world, we know we shift our inner world, because our inner world is driving the outer world. So I was saying, oh my God, I just realized how creative I am. And I was saying in this video, look, for the first 36 to 40 years of my life, I had no idea I was this creative. And it actually shocks me to think I could go that long without discovering it. And I realized now it's because we were so programmed, because I was in the program self, but it was perfect. It was meant to be that way. I was meant to go through that so that I could see, so that I could now use that to be able to help people see those programs. I had to experience that in order to be able to shine my light onto it and see it, right? That's what I came here to do. So it's perfect. It's fine. But it's just I was just so if that's me, then I am not the only person. What in your life? What gifts and talents could be inside of you just waiting to be tapped into, right? So I was saying this and I said, oh, I'm sorry. It's not look at me. But it made me think about that, that saying, don't get too big for your boots, because, don't be so big-headed. Don't show off. These sayings, again, where did these come from? And what do they really mean? Again, they will have come from entertainment, TV. They'll have been passed down through newspapers, different ways that would have been used to get into the collective consciousness, until all of a sudden we're all saying it. Adults are saying it, kids are saying it, we're saying it, because it's not an organic way. Because actually we should get too big for us boots, because our boots are way too small. The boots that have been fit around us, the shoes that we've had to cram our feet into to be able to be in this slave system, it's so removed from who we are. So we do need to be too big for our boots. We need to be so much bigger than our boots, because we have totally outgrown them. But again, we've gone that healing journey to be able to integrate that and be bloody. But we can see how that program makes you feel that, oh, I better not shine too bright. I better dim my light. I better pretend I'm not that person, because people think I'm just being arrogant. People think that I'm being big from. We can see how from little children, how as little children we would have been totally playful. There's the sun card in the tarot, and it's got the little child on, and the child is naked, and it's to represent innocence. Because the child is innocent. We are divine cosmic children. So the child is innocent. So as children would have been more abound like that. But eventually it would have been knocked out of us, because adults would have told us, don't get too big, don't show off. And partly it might have been because they genuinely, because they've been programmed. It's all because they've been programmed. But also there might have been a fear that, I don't want people to think I've got a child that's a show off. Right? Where does that come from? TV. So, get too big for your boots. So now I hope that I've just shone a huge light on that, and literally just gone, disable that spell, right back at you, right? Because actually we should understand that yes, there is some dark forces that have been creating some dark spells, but we are the light force, baby. And we can shine our light so bright. We can go in and look at those. That's a program. That's one of the dark spells. I mean, come on, it's pathetic. When you put the light on it, you're like, it's pretty pathetic, really. So we can start to dissolve it. So actually we're going to see, as we bring out more of these in this new series, that you're going to be able to integrate that really quickly. and start being that ripple out. So, yeah, I hope that sheds some illumination on that one.